not come back in attributes. Just there we are. So yeah, welcome back. This is, I suppose this is technically episode 2. We did the plus 10 mists yesterday. I want to kind of make this kind of more or less an ongoing series. I'm just going to do plus 10 or above every week. Just kind of go through the process of like, oh, this is... and I'm going to probably include every dungeon and how I approach what I can do as Red Paladin to kind of help, you know... one of the things is to be prepared, right? So definitely want to just quickly purchase a couple of mastery flasks. We'll use them. Doesn't have to be the tier 3 stuff yet, unless you're pushing like the giga high keys and things like that. Spending 2k on a flask is, or like 3k on a flask is probably not ideal. Okay, so we don't know what key that we're going to be able to get. We've done Mystic. So let's look for anything else that is not a mist and see if we can figure out, is there anything that is going to be very difficult, let's say. So we'll just sign up to a bunch of these keys. Whichever is the first one, that'll be the key that we actually start pushing. 10 games. You're going to get declined a lot. Like, that's just going to be something that happens fairly regularly, and it's unfortunate, but as a DPS player, that doesn't really bring anything else outside of like big damage and lots of utility, right? There's no buff, you don't bring, there's no lust, right? You're a melee. There's lots of... You are going to be kind of more or less overlooked. Let's look at my IO at the moment. These are not the greatest. I've got an 11 time, 10 time. This was only slightly over. Don't roll 9, save threads, untime, impulsive wave. This is the biggest IO for me if we do time this. You know, so we're getting into it on a Necrotic Wave 10. As a general rule, and this is not something that you must do, but you can kind of look through and see what your other teammates have, whether or not they've got loads of like a restarts, what kind of clears they have, cleanse, that type of thing, just so that you are maybe a bit more prepared. But if you don't know, and if you don't know, or you aren't too familiar with the other classes, that is not something that you have to do, right? It makes no sense, it's just kind of more or less a waste of time. And at a 10 level, you're more than likely going to be capable of just going in and holding your own, as long as you are aware of what you are supposed to be doing to the best of your ability. More than likely the group is going to be fairly well. Like, it's going to function as it always would. Speaking of which, let's look at talents for Necrotic Wave. This is kind of the standard talent set that I've got. You'll notice a lot of people taking Vengeful Wrath at the moment. I don't like this. On a mythic dungeon, not that useful. On a mythic boss, probably could be very useful. But in a mythic dungeon, your overall is kind of more or less the most important thing. Especially considering nowadays we're starting to take execution sentence for more single target boss damage, whatever else, right? This is not necessary. So you can just take an extra Divine Purpose, right? Divine Purpose is going to, in the long run, probably going to net you far more damage than your Vengeful Wrath 35% lower is going to be. Let's quickly summon all of our boys. goal is always to try to time the key, but this is, pardon me, this is week 2 of M+, so most people are the most geared at the moment. That's 620, that's actually pretty solid. He's 620, and that's actually pretty solid. Everybody's 620. I mean, this is looking like a pretty geared group. I don't know what the situation's going to be like in a few weeks, but considering the cap, as we're looking at it, is going to be around like 636 probably, for most pugs. You are leaving maybe about 15% on the table in terms of like just plain throughput, right? Let's go reset our overall. Make sure our oils are up. I didn't actually go and claim our boys, so let's quickly go now. Under some circumstances, when you don't need WeakAuras, if you've got like a Holy Paladin, or if you've got a Prop Paladin that wants to run WeakAuras by default, you can actually take that point off and put it into Obduracy, and pretty straightforward. All costs on Corpse Harvester. Sure thing, then. So the Corpse Harvester that they've just assigned to me is about there, that one right there, on Stellar.
4, 3, 2.
So this is actually a very, very good tip, right, for tanks as well. Just go and tell the person what they're expected to kick. That's the Corpse Harvester that I need to kick. I'm just going to target it pretty much the whole time. It's not necessary for anybody else to be even touching, right? Okay. Okay, so I kick that. If there's a ball splatter here, bubble here, sack him. I'm gonna hodge this. And by the time the hodge is over, my kick will be back up, so I can kick again. There you go, I kick that. Defensives. Defensives. Oh boy, that's a large reward. And we're doing shit. We're good shit. Everything's good. We got all our kicks. I never targeted off of that guy. Easy peasy. Take the car. Hands available, with Bop available for ourselves if we need it. There was the first ball. That first ball was actually pretty scary, right? But that was also because we pulled the Gatekeeper. I don't know if your keys are going to be doing that, but this guy seems to be wanting to pull pretty aggressively. Yep, look at that. We're pulling all of his balls. So I'm going to pre-defensive get this in righteousness. Quickly get through our existing Holy Power, quickly go through, go ahead and claim that, dispel myself. And match into the wall. You can always position a little better. My position there wasn't ideal. I had to kind of run through. This is good. hand. I don't want to say that that was my fault. I was kind of standing on the edge of all the green and kind of expected to be doing that. This one's probably going to go... I don't really know where this is going. I probably could have stood in a slightly better position there. Let's move that down. Go this way. So everybody's playing this way. Which is fine. You just don't want to playing. You want to be playing on the same side of everybody else, and I thought I was. I could be wrong there. So you need to get rid of these. Okay. Oh god. That to make it really nice.
Stitch flesh will be irked to know
Stabilized. They're very aggressive pulls, but I don't know what I could have done. Maybe I could have bubbled there. That might have been the correct call. I'm on the circle. I did not get it. I'm just gonna put it on the Chapels, boys. Many mistakes happen. There's 6 million Evening Ratch. I don't know how I would have survived that, even if I, outside of like doubling. Maybe I should have thought. For this path, we want to be cleaving on the Necromancer, and nothing else really matters outside of maybe like kicks, things that you want to kind of avoid, but nothing else matters other than the actual serious priority. As soon as the Necromancer's dead, everything else is also dead as well. Those caster monster that existed there. I'm gonna grab the orb over here. Probably use that on the next one. Could do that next. Give me plenty of time to get back. Get back. Oh, scared there. I thought I was going to have get hit by the fear. Really shouldn't have to pull this. I guess we are pulling in. Oh no, we've been line soothed. Assign me the green kick. These are some aggressive balls. Oh, yeah. I'm always on the Marauder kick, because that will wipe your whole squad. Have to kick it. It's a party one fear. Priority no matter what. So with aggressive balls like these, you want to be throwing out your single target stuns fairly regularly. Obviously kicks are very useful as well. Any kind of kicks, if you're not assigned to a kick, you should just kick. You know? Like, get it on cooldown and fill in with single target stuns. Single target's important. If you end up using multi-target stuns, what ends up happening is all of those auto attack timers actually accidentally get synced up, which then means that suddenly, when I don't know what that guy's got. When suddenly your tank should normally be taking bits of damage throughout the entirety of the fall, now all of that damage is suddenly synced up, so he gets attacked with like 10 melees at the same time. That's how you instantly kill your tank, right? You would use it only under specific situations where you've got exactly, you know exactly where the next CC is going to be coming from, and that way, oh god. I said that, I moved in front of the Marauder then, got cleaned by the frontal. Oh, scared. Didn't see that. we're losting this, and then we're going to triple speed the third boss, I guess. That's fine with me.
No matter.
We'll be trying to... I believe I am the next kid. I'll be picking next no matter what. People get focusing. Oh, that was maybe there. Had to be very focused for that. The outside necromants, the mages that come out, very, very hard hitting. You need to get those takes, otherwise it's just so much damage onto the party that we end up potentially wiping. This seems like a pretty decent group. Fucking hell. I think we have 3 spears. The next boss is the most difficult boss coming up.
We have all the corpses we need, Stitch Flesh. Prepare to strike at the next temple.
Just a moment longer. It seems that the parts for my new creation have arrived.
Then we just want to do the pulse collector. Nice, in good shape. Ball splatter there is the most important kick. Absolutely needs to be killed. I think otherwise, even like lower keys on fortify, that's just a group wipe. If there's just too much damage, and it comes off with that corpse collector right there. Obviously, if you kill it beforehand, it doesn't matter, but definitely should be paying attention to that.
Do you see it? A stone.
On hardballs like these, you could always just look to throw it. Like if you have sand, especially as a red paladin, just throw it on. Tanks are eternally going to be great for on hardballs occasionally. If you just throw it, they burn, practically never going to ask for it. And it's kind of on you to be just, okay, this guy is going to take a lot of damage here, I'm just going to throw some. Very important, really. You want to be typically pretty close to the middle here, just in case you get targeted by one there. So get out of the middle. Careful, more fixation that's going to be coming up. Fish sticks. Chop him. He's fine. Retribution. Make sure we kill that before the next attack. Oh, they're both really. Nice. This one, these next two are like super easy. Don't really have to worry about anything outside of the frontal that this guy throws out. That's about it. That's right. That's it like that. Oh god! That guy could have easily died if he was like an inch closer. Plugging is always an interesting experience, right? Like, you kind of play slightly below your skill level most of the time because you never know who, especially, well, when you're plugging, the groups are never stable, right? Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get really lucky with a group, and sometimes, you know, the group is crap. It is just what it is. Oh god. I definitely shouldn't have done that. Like I was looking at me. This is very scary. So Spew Disease actually is bugged at the moment. If you stand actually in the Spew Disease when it comes out, you don't take the extra damage. You do still take the dark damage, obviously, but I wonder when that's going to be fixed. It might already be. I don't think it is. See that guy take so much more damage then. If you just stand still. Don't move out. Just take the dart, right? Yeah, it keeps moving. Take the dart and then you can just move out. Okay. Big gap. This is the most difficult boss of this dungeon. And you know what? Arguably one of the most difficult bosses in the game. Okay. So here is targeting. Prep. Okay. It's coming. It's hero. Please both. Or both of them down. Put them down. Next one needs to go to the stage. No, the tank. Nice. That's the most difficult boss, and that's More than likely a timed key there. It's very nervy too.
One.
You can free freedom back. It's difficult, but you can. Next frozen blinds, I can do freedom, so I'm not pressing anything. Is it on? Paladin, freedom. I think you can get every other one guaranteed. It is difficult to get every single one. I want to say near impossible. Because it's just too quick, right? Like, and you just don't want to risk it. Free freedoming every other one is definitely the way to get it. Especially in PoVs when you're not really communicating with the other person. Oh god. It's alright. So when you come up from this phase, you want to run to a corner that isn't already covered in crap. Come on, let's go. Because you're going to be dropping this little puddle bit as soon as you come down. So I'm looking to aim to go over here. Boop. There it goes. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. And then we go back in. Still don't have I actually freedom there to kind of get a tiny bit of move speed.
You see it? A stone called forth.
74, 76 points.
Rejoice.
Nice.
For you
GG's.
have aided the end of all.
Honestly, that was probably one of the best groups that we've been part of. 1.72 million overall. That's not bad. That is a banger group. This group is a banger group. 1.56. Me please. Big haste verse screen. 3 J-Fix. Huge. Big uppies. Actually, not really, because I think we have verse master everything. But haste is very good for us. So yeah, very, very difficult. Difficult. I want. Alright, we can have it. Good luck. That guy deserves it. He pulled great. We went through the entire, well, pretty much the entire setup really, really well. There's a couple of random deaths. This was just the Heaving Wretch. Like 6 point something million. Same thing with me. Like I just got fully cleared out. It didn't have any defensives up or anything. Maybe I would have been able to bubble and live that, but those two were the only like just pure deaths. This one was just a random one. He ran in front of the frontal and just ate an absolute banger. So unfortunate. But other than that, super good group. Let's look at the interrupts really quickly. Wow, banger. 38 interrupts, whereas we have 28 interrupts, but we were assigning most of them. He's got shorter of a cooldown as well. 14. Everybody's interrupting so well there. And Priest obviously not necessary. Let's look at the healing numbers. Wow, that is a Disc Priest, right? Yeah, Disc Priest. Actually, quite impressive, though. Super high in terms of just pure Determined healing. I think, yeah, Determined healing up pretty much throughout the entire dungeon. That's super good. Let's quickly look at, actually, the third boss. Third boss is the worst boss of that entire thing. And obviously the goal here is to do as much certain Stitch Flesh damage as possible. And wow, I mean, this Ali Shaman was an absolute banger. He did pretty alright too, but that was mostly like cleave damage, and you can't really, unfortunately, with marksmanship, you can't really do anything outside of that. I think it's the next patch they're going to be getting that slight nerf. But wow, super good group. Hopefully you guys got, enough out of it. Just press all of your buttons, man. And it's very important. Throw your sack. Kick when you can. Throw your Hodges. Hodges very important. I had blind there the whole time. I didn't press it a single time. And there was maybe like one opportunity for me to press it when we pulled that like huge pack, the Necromancer pack, right after we did the other Necromancer pack. That might have been the opportunity to press it. You want to have it, obviously, just because, that's a quick thing that you can kind of reset, and it's not always going to sync up everything, right? So if you want to be throwing a little blind there, that's perfectly fine. But other than that, everything was good.